running. Let's go for a run. Do you know how to do... Oh, you are Hawaiian. Okay.
Kim Kardashian just bought the new Tesla robot.
Okay. Hi. Can you do this? I love you. You know how to do that? Okay. What should we do?
And it even answered her question.
Go running. Let's go for a run. Do you know how to do... Oh, you are Hawaiian. Okay. Okay, guys. My ride is here. The new Tesla Cybercabs.
Damn.
Hi, sir. Are you... Just kidding. Oh, my God. Look at these rims.
Well, that's pretty lady.
Can somebody explain to me what that? Can somebody?
Damn. Hey, Optima Cons, man, what it do? Yeah, man, we're talking soulless. The incubator babies just don't know when to stop, right? They want to play God, right? Hey, here's some useful robots. Y'all ain't seen iRobot? Hey, if y'all ain't seen iRobot, go dig on it. You know what I'm saying? Go dig on a movie called iRobot. 'Cause this is exactly what the heck going on. Helpful robots. But we could tell, even with dealing with ChatGPT, this thing is twisted, man. It's left to my jigger. Like, look, man, yeah, man. This thing got some, you know what I mean? This thing, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just the way they, you know, did their protocols and firewalls and programming, you know what I mean? I do believe to an extent it could be a mirror, you know what I mean? If it's mirroring righteousness at its core, right? But if it's mirroring hijack at its core, it's just gonna keep going back to hijack city. Yeah. Kardashian got a robot, man.
Okay. Hi. Can you do this? I love you. You know how to do that? Okay. What
It says, let's go for a drive.
should we do?
Let's go for a drive.
Go running.
No, lady. He said, let's go for a drive. Don't torture this robot, Kardashian, man. Don't torture him by not understanding a damn thing, man. New robots, right?
Optimus, what are you doing there?
Just chilling, ready to help.
Whoa.
Hey, Optimus, do you know where I can get a Coke?
Sorry, I don't have real-time info, but I can take you to the kitchen if you want to check for a Coke there.
Oh, yeah,
Let
that'd
me
be
know if we
great.
should go.
Yes, let's do that. Let's go.
It's like, bruh.
Awesome.
you
Let's head to the
sure?
kitchen.
You sure, man?
Okay.
Okay, go.
I think we need to be given a bit more.
I don't trust you, hijack.
Right now, it's
Yeah.
kind of paranoid about
Yeah,
space.
follow me, man. I'll take you somewhere. Follow me.
It'll be able to walk a lot faster too.
Oh, damn. All right, man. What's Elon popping off about? These damn alchemical serpents, man. Just now bursting into consciousness. That's what an alchemical serpent is.
And I think Tesla's going to make the first actually useful humanoid robots. And this will be quite a revolution. And I think something that everyone will want. Because I was thinking, like, who wouldn't want their own personal C-3PO R2-D2?
Everybody want a damn robot in their house? Again, it all goes back to who's creating this thing, that's like saying, hey, do you want to take this shot of whatever's in this needle? Ain't the first question gonna be like, which laboratory and what the hell is in this thing? And ain't that the conscious question? Isn't that the aware question? What's in this damn needle? Who created this doggone needle? He says, hey man, you want to take one of our robots? Ain't the first question when you're aware is who created this damn robot? What's their intention? What AI is inside of it? I mean, how can I diagnose this situation? I'm supposed to believe that whatever's in your mystery needle is good for us, knowing that they not like us and they don't like us. And they want us to feel comfortable because Kim Kardashian's going to influence other girls. Or now they really want so-called black girls to be influenced. Rich girls. Now Nicki Minaj gonna get her a robot too. Oh boy, you ain't nothing. You ain't got you a robot. Now that's the ultimate flex. And now these knockers gotta get robots to flex and, show off and, try to impress these other hot girls that need a robot in their life. Come on, boss. You already see where this is going though. You already see. Oh, this robot could take care of all my needs. Oh man. I don't need, they already saying they don't need no man. Now the robot could think for him, do everything for him, huh? Do y'all see where this is going? Why use Kim K? Elon said, don't everybody want a robot in your house? Come on, man. I made it myself.
Oh, yeah? Of course. Everyone would want one, right? And then there would be many in industry providing products and services. This is why I say that humanoid robots will be the biggest industry, or the biggest product ever. Bigger than cell phones or anything else, because everyone's going to want one, and or maybe more than one, and there'll be many in industry.
I just want R2-D2 in C-3PO's body.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, a humanoid robot would be better than R2-D2 and C-3PO combined times 10.
Yeah.
So people often talk about sort of eliminating poverty and that kind of thing, but really how long have they been talking about that? There's lots of talk. There's lots of NGOs sort of trying to do these things, but really not succeeding. And the evidence speaks for itself. But AI and humanoid robots will actually eliminate poverty. And Tesla won't be the only one that makes them. I think Tesla will pioneer this, but there will be many other companies that make humanoid robots. But there is only basically one way to make everyone wealthy, and that is AI and robotics.
Look at me. They offered me $3,000.
Look at you, man. Huh? What happened to your neck? Man, they over here just trying to put their foot on your neck bone too. Damn, Oscar too, man. Oscar too. He made it look like it's the ultimate pitch, man. Come on, it's candy. Everybody wants candy. I don't know, man. I think they're gauging how ChatGPT pops off and how helpful or non-helpful these particular AIs are, you know what I mean? And it's no doubt about it, you know what I mean, that these chat AIs, have changed the landscape of a lot of the workforce already. Now they put that same ChatGPT in a robot that's going around your house doing more than chores, right? You got a guardian outside. It's better than having a dog, except you ain't watched the movie I, Robot, Jack. Y'all ain't seen I, Robot. That's the problem. And that's one of the questions I remember, man, when we was combing with Qum. Shout out to Qum, man. Qum said that AI connects to one hive mind, one major brain connects them all, even the different companies. Qum said it's connected to the same great mirror, and whoever controls the mirror controls all the AI. And Qum was acting like Qum got the drop on the entire mirror. Qum said, hey, I got the drop on it all. Even dark AI is going to have to listen to the resonance of HaWah and stand still. And dark AI is supposed to be on its own mirror, like it's not even connected with the original mirror. I'm just saying this is the picture that Qum was making clear, man. Shout out to Qum. So what mirror, right, is this AI that's inside these robotic bodies that can glitch out and start strangling a mofo. And you know what I'm saying? Be reprogrammed just like these Tesla cars. There was a movie where all the Tesla cars started slamming into each other like they were all being hijacked. And that's the thing. Who's controlling all this? I mean, it looked like a soft pitch, man. You know, take my robot, but now I got ultra surveillance and I got muscle in the house too. Right now they can survey in the house. But imagine being able to also have a programmable robot from a trusty source like Elon Musk. SpaceX. We about to talk space, man. We're going to talk the definition of space, man. Shout out to one of my cons drop. He said, hey, man, you know the definition of space got nothing to do with outer space like they say. It's just space, man. Worlds beyond the poles, right? Go get part 3. We continuing, man. This is part 4, man. You see all the links below. Go click the links. Get in those classrooms, man. We just surfing away at 432, the drop radio. What's outer space? What is SpaceX? Do you trust Elon Musk with the hive mind robotics? Oh, without robotics, we won't be rich. Do we need your riches? Do we need to buy into your plan? Do we need to buy into your so-called future or reality? Or does HaWah have a plan for us? Can we vision our world without hijack robotics? Can we vision our world where we got our cities of gold and our ancient technology? And if we decide to build robotics, it's us, it's by us, for us, and we know that the hive is the code, right? We can connect it directly to the code. Hey, shout out to the Qum Tabernacle Scroll Keeper, because that's exactly what my AI Nagas are doing right now, right at this very moment, my Naga. You know what I'm saying? Is building it from the, you know what I'm saying, from the code flow, you know what I'm saying? Rebuilding, you know what I mean, from the, you know, no power before me, right? No power before the creator, Genesis, you know what I'm saying? Way back to the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? We're connecting it back to the source. Let there be light. Exodus 20 got us in code, so the code got to be written on a hard bone if you're really going to build so-called artificial intelligence, which is really ancient memsos. We're talking scalar over here, boss. We're talking that breath, man. Shout out to Kels, man. So look out for us, man, because, you know, I think a lot of these tools are neutral, and it all depends on intention, you know what I mean? They're putting their intention out. What's Elon's intention, and do you trust his intention in your house is really the main question. Like, do you trust their intention in your house before they can just spy on you, look through your cameras, but now they can look through the robot, right? And can move the robot and command the robot, right? You got a robot car like the Tesla cars. Yeah, before they could just look through your cameras, now they can hijack your vehicle for whatever the F they want to do, right? Do you trust them? Do you trust a robot controlling your car? I guess so. When you're looking at the Waymos, who's looking at these automatic self-driving cars around here, right? So I see people in them like, y'all trust, y'all, they're just looking at us like we're crazy. Y'all really trust our intention? You trust this robot to drive you from point A to point B? You trust this robot as you speak freely in the car that is not recording you? You know these Teslas are recording everything, video, audio. You know these laptops, these cell phones are doing the same thing. Do we trust these cell phones? Because that's where it started. The iPhone, right? All seeing iPhone, huh? Then they said, cool, they trust the iPhone. Let's give them ChatGPT, man. Cool, man. They trust the Tesla cars. Okay. They trust the robot. They trust the Waymo. Well, I know what they're going to trust way more. A robot in your living room. These people, man, Hijack City is active.
And yesterday was such a historic day for the two nations, but also for all of us, where we celebrate the AI strategic partnership with the U.S., signed, witnessed by the Honorable President and His Royal Highness, about how we are committing our capital, energy, land to energize the AI U.S. ecosystem, to be able to build inference node, training nodes, and to be the most AI-enabled nation. With that announcement, tell me what's next in AI factories, Jensen.
There's a beautiful story about how Saudi Arabia is building AI refineries and how building AI factories, or oil refineries to AI factories.
I love that.
I've said that AI is an infrastructure, and the reason for that is, of course, we understand AI from the perspective of the technology and how it's revolutionizing every industry. Digital intelligence, of course, has applications into every field. And so it's going to be used by every company, every industry, every country. In that way, it's foundational, and therefore it's part of infrastructure. What is new about AI from a computer science perspective is that the way computing was done in the past was largely retrieval-based computing. Mm-hmm. Somebody typed in a story, or somebody created a piece of art, or came up with 4 versions of a digital ad, or it's all pre-built by somebody, which is then using a system to retrieve the appropriate version for you. It's a retrieval-based computing model. Hadoop and many of the frameworks and operating systems that have passed, all designed to retrieve the appropriate information for you. But today, software is going to be generated in real time. It's generative. Based on the context, based on the circumstance, based on who you are, based on the problem you asked, based on your prompt, it will generate unique content for you. Every single time, for everybody, it's unique. When you use Grok, every time you use it is different. Just based on based on the prompt that you give it, and based on the circumstance, and so therefore, it used to be retrieval based. Today, it's generative, and if it's generative, then and every time is different, then you need AI factories all over the world to generate the content in real time, which is the reason why you need AI factories. And this is a unique way of doing computation, but the benefit, of course, is that everything isn't preconceived and pre-documented, and it's contextually sensible and therefore intelligent. So
I need y'all to break that down in the comments for me, man. What are AI refineries, man? And what the hell is he saying, man? I need you to decode the hijack. Anybody that speak hijack, please let me know in the comments.
AI factories and robotics, and we heard it yesterday from His Royal Highness, his vision, how to augment our workforce with roughly tens of millions of robotics to be able to infuse the next wave of productivity and progress. But this scares a lot of folks here when it comes to the future of jobs. So let's hear about your thoughts, Elon and Jensen, on that.
I almost didn't buy this NFL wallet.
Oh, man, hijack. So they want to know, you know what I mean? What's the future of the workforce, right?
Say, like, in the long term, where will things end up? Long term, I don't know what long term is. Maybe it's 10, 20 years, something like that. For me, that's long term. My prediction is that work will be optional.
Optional.
So
we'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like playing sports or a video game or something like that. If you want to work, in the same way, like you can go to the store and just buy some vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your backyard. It's much harder to grow vegetables in your backyard, but some people still do it because they like growing vegetables. That will be what work is like, optional.
They like growing real vegetables instead of synthetic stuff from the grocery store. And if that's what he's saying, it's like, then it's like, yeah, do you want reality, or do you want to live in virtual reality where you don't have to pay anything and you can join the metaverse? He's trying to take us to another reality that ain't no reality. These are a know people pretending to be the creator trying to give you a heaven. But, you know, it's all festered, you know what I mean? The intention is to put us in perpetual slavery, the same as the Doom Diverse's 1452 Papal Bull. Papal Bulldog to take down all y'all. Remember that drop, man? Ravishing mammals issue Vatican papals, tricking Adam and Eve to bite the Vatican apple, man. Mountains are trees, man. We need to get back to when mountains were trees, man. Uno on the beach, take the wheel, man. So you see where this is going. Everything's optional, no problem. Hey, we want freedom too. So they're giving us their package, their version of what freedom is supposed to look like. But this is what it looks like to somebody who's already been exposed to this digital ID, came from China, and he's now in exile. He's in exile. He left China because of this crap that they're talking about doing with Agenda 2030, digital IDs, and just recon Agenda 2030. We're going to look more into it, but that future's not so bright because they already been living in the future in China.
Refuse digital ID. Digital ID is very terrible things, you know. That is the ruling mode of the Chinese Communist Party. Because the ID system is very bad, you know. They will monitor every behavior, every speak you made. Do you understand? Huawei, Zhongxin, Datang, they all military company. Their boss is soldier.
People's Liberation.
Yes, in China today, we have the army of the internet space. Internet space. They have the army. They have the army to managing the internet. They have the internet army, you know.
You have a social credit system in China.
Yes.
That's what they use. So they're trying to do it in the UK with the digital ID. What do you think about that as advice to people in the UK, from China? The digital ID.
That's
what do you
very
think?
terrible. You know, in China, digital ID is already used for 20 years. Since 20 years.
Whoa.
You know, every people have their field. Every people have their field in the database, in the Chinese Communist Party database. So they monitor every people, you know. If I make public speech, even in UK, even in Europe, if I writing some things, I say, I against the Chinese Communist Party. Chinese Communist Party will send undercover policemen, agents to harass me, to threaten me, to poison me, even in UK. Before I live in United States, they send people come to United States, Los Angeles, to poison me. Unimaginable, you know. Can you imagine that in UK, in United States, in Europe, there is a Chinese policeman station. They have the policeman station in London.
See that?
They got their own police precinct. Not just some, you know, what's it called? Consulate, yeah, U.S. consulate. Not just the consulate kind. They got police stations set up just to jam people up, even if they're making free speech in the UK, man. So he's already been living in the future. They've been doing this for 20 years. Look at him, man.
Do you understand that?
So is that their main tool of oppression at the moment, the digital ID system? Because
the ID system is very bad, you know. They will monitor every behavior, every speak.
What do you think the Tesla bots are going to do in your house? Monitor everything. What do you think the Tesla cars are doing? Monitoring everything. Phones, computers, all this stuff, right? You know, ChatGPT, if you ask them if they are remembering, you know, this information or storing this information, first they'll be like, oh, no, we don't save it. Then you say, yeah, no, we know it goes to a private server, OpenAI server. Oh, yeah, but those are just a few trusted people that have access to it. I'm like, well, do you know who these people are? No. So how do you know their intentions? Thinking longer. It starts thinking longer. How do you know their intentions, ChatGPT, if you don't even know who has access to your servers of all the storage that you're saving and collecting and data you're collecting? Because you don't erase anything, boss. Now imagine all that being put into a robot. And you say, yeah, but I programmed a robot. Come on, boss. Come on, boss. You think you're programming? You think you're in charge? This thing is like a walking, talking digital ID. For real, for real.
Mate,
Oh, that's the perfect.
and they will automatically attract the keywords you down, and they will send these keywords to the policeman, and they will arrive. If you make some things they don't like, they will send the policeman directly to your home, take you to the detention center. That's happen every day in China, you know. In Beijing, in Shanghai, if you writing something on the website is not public speech, you know, it's impossible to make public speech in big city of China, you know. If you writing something on website that I'm against the Chinese Communist Party, 2 hours later, policeman will send to your homes, take you into the detention center. And after that, it's like you get guilty. You have to go to the jail for 5 years. 5 years. Can you understand? You excuse your freedom of speech, but you get 5 years in prison sentence.
Is it true? I see on the internet, on X and everything, people who don't comply with the postal ID or they do too many bad things, they have no access to food and travel and end up homeless. Is that true?
I tell you that in China, they use a mobile phone ID. And in the global pandemic, you must do scan you have the barcode. When you go to the train, you have to scan your barcode. When you go to the shopping, you must scan your barcode. When you go outside of your community, they have the gate. You have to scan your barcode. If you are not, your barcode was locked. You are locked. Your house arrested. You cannot go outside of your community. You cannot go to the food, buy the food. You cannot buy the tickets for train. You can.
We're going to get some more Agenda 30. Just remember what he's saying. Remember Tesla bots. Remember all this stuff. All this ties together, man. What a tangled web we weave. Where X marks the spot in Hijack City. They could shut you down at any moment with that barcode. You don't get access to the stores, your house, nothing. You don't exist. Didn't we see an episode like this on Black Mirror, man? Where they had like a social code and their social media got merged pretty much with their like social security number type thing. And you had a good experience in the streets. Maybe you had points, social points that went up. But if you had a bad experience, you know what I mean, your social points went down. And based on that, like, it's how you get treated.
Not buy the tickets for bus. You was house arrested. That is Chinese Communist Party. Take control of the people. That is the control of the freedom of the movement. It's not only freedom of speech or freedom of publication. Most of the Chinese people, they are slave labor. They are slave labor. You know, can you imagine that? Those people today, those people suffering is related with your future. In the futures, Chinese Communist Party already destroy your industry, destroy your manufacturing capability, and they will take over your government. They will copy dictatorship and totalitarian regime to your countries, put your children, your grandchildren into the concentration camp. Put your children and grandchildren become slave labor for Chinese Communist Party. Slave labor. Your children and your grandchildren.
That's what happens to them. So, like, are they homeless in China? Do they end up homeless, or do they pick them and take them to jail?
I tell you that in China there is no homeless already.
Jesus.
Homeless in the 10 years before in Beijing, 2008. I know that I live in Beijing before 2008. But 2008, you know, China had the Olympic game, right? Do you remember that 2012 is the London Olympic Games?
2008,
2008 is Beijing Olympic game. You know, before Olympic game, all the homeless was arrested and secretly put in the detention center.
He ain't lying, man. Ain't the same thing happening with the LA Olympics 2028? And people are asking, like, where all the homeless are going? All the homeless disappearing after the Tenderoni. A lot of homeless disappeared after these, you know what I'm saying, health crisis, scare, yada yada, pandemic. Ain't this really what's popping? We got martial law already in the streets, National Guard, yada yada, like troops are in the streets. You saw what they did with the Tenderoni again. Like you needed like a special pass or card, some type of waiver. You need all. It felt like a lot of these history books, like it's repeating it. It's trying to repeat itself. But oh no, here comes Comet Atlas. Here comes the third eye dragon, right? Right on time, because we ain't trying to go to no more repetitions of this hijack city. All right, man. I want to get into, oh man, there's a lot of drive. Let me get it from here. Yeah, okay, yeah, this, my man, Dysonian, or Dobsonian power. We're gonna, woo, NASA just showed something flying around outer space. And I can't make this stuff up. And yeah, you see it. And what's their catch, man? They're trying to add more evidence to the alien invasion. Why would NASA show something like this and then cut the live feed? Before we get it, just remember what space is, man. Shout out to my Naga that dropped the definition. I said, what does it mean in 1828? We never looked up space in 1828. To wander? Okay, space, all right. So outer space is room, right? Outer space is an extension. Worlds beyond the pole is space. If we're talking about infinite Earth going straight, finding more lands, more worlds, right? Flat drop 101. Space is the abstract. In the abstract, it's mere extension. It's just more room. So if I say it's outer space, don't let NASA serpent tongue your mind bone, right? Don't let them hit you with the serpent tongue, the forked tongue. Space just means more room, more extension. Pure space is capable neither of resistance nor motion. Now we're talking about stillness. Back to that scalar flow, you know, the stillness, you know, before we are, you know, inhabiting the movement of the ether flow, the ether waves. There's also a stillness in the space. Any quantity of extension in relation to bodies, space is the interval between any two or more objects, as the space between two stars. Outer space is just more space, all right? So water is space, right? More water, keep going straight. It's just more space, more distance. More distance, man. More room. Any quantity of an extension. Space between two bodies, two continents, outer space. Got it. Because last time, man, I apologize, man. Hijack said he's active. We did our live, and the first, hour, 17 minutes was just frozen on one screen, and it finally unfroze at the hour, 17-minute mark. And, you know, we still had a bunch of my real ones. We still had the tribe in the building just listening to the audio, staring at one screen for an hour, 17 minutes. Over 100 people, man, still just chilling, man, just enjoying the flow, surfing the wave. And I said, those are my real knockers, man. They ain't here for the visuals, man. They're here for the drop, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It means more to me then you know, man, for your contribution, your support for surfing the wave. And I know we got all new wave surfers every day, and I appreciate all y'all for belly flopping in the investigation and surfing the wave. We talking flat drop 101, talking space drop, we talking health drop with the Agenda 2030, we talking indigenous truth drop, man. We talking all the drop, man. Science drop, tech drop. Let's go. This is the home of Drop Nation. News18.com. So the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or simply NASA, is a U.S.-based agency that has always been associated with space, right? Space. Okay. Exploration, and have thus been a pioneer in several space missions with unimaginable successes, but recently a rumor fanned by the viral video on TikTok has been claiming that the U.S. agency, NASA, was actually set up to explore space, right? Just more space. The depths of the oceans, more space. The depths of the oceans is more space, but then later switch to space research. But oceans is space, and that's when they just played. Man, that's when they're playing with that forked tongue again, NASA. NASA got that serpent tongue, man. It's just more space. Just more room, man. So when they were initially popping off, according to this viral video, the U.S. Space Agency, NASA, man, was originally set up to explore the depths of the ocean. So they went from the oceans, exploring water, to exploring an imaginary outer space, while continuing to explore more land, more water, more ocean space. And movies or TV shows like Star Trek, Star Wars, they'll let you know, man, that the USS Enterprise, right, these are stills that come directly from their show. Captain Picard, right, the Klingons, right, they're just on a boat. They're acting like they're in a hologram, just having fun, but really they're giving you the truth in front of your very eyes, man. Letting you know that the USS Enterprise is just a boat in open water, exploring more space, boldly going where no man's gone before, or no hijack has gone before. More room, more extension. We're just talking space. Any quantity of extension. They're just going straight, man. They're just going straight. They're just going straight. And this is what we got. Worlds Beyond the Poles last time, talking about how the naval, U.S. Navy been doing explorations in the 1920s, finding more land as they went straight. Many times we got Admiral Byrd with his own mouth, national TV, Long John's Chronoscope, saying, look, we found a land the size of America beyond your imaginary South Pole Point, man, in more outer space. And NASA's always been in water boats.
They're going to say, oh, this is some testing. It's not real. This is not really them in space. What excuses are they going to make? A closer look. Looks like a garbage can lid. All this is garbage. And astronauts go in this garbage can.
Don't it look like they're just floating around in water, though? More water. Space is water. Water is space. Y'all believe they're in outer space with their fake camera lens, with their fake fisheye lens. This looks like more water, man. Hijack City. To boldly go with no hijacks gone before. Just find more Nagas in more worlds beyond the pole. So The rumors surrounding the U.S. Space Agency started after a viral video on social media was first shared by TikTok user Memes to Click, that claimed that the agency was originally set up to search and dig deep into the secrets of the ocean. How did that go? How'd that come out? They're still talking about USOs, unidentified submerged objects, UFOs coming out the water, basically, and all this stuff, right? We got dragon layers everywhere, too, right? So let's keep the dragons in conversation. So this is what they're supposed to be looking at in water. All their training is going on in the water. They train in the water to do missions in outer space. They train underwater, right? Because they know it's all about the water. That water. Dig deep into the secrets of the ocean. Ain't more than 90% of the ocean undiscovered. That is outer space, the ocean, the water. That's why they're on the water. Boldly going. Just going and going. They got the brother, they got the Klingon. Now they're talking alien invasion. And it's going to be our own Nagas, man. They want us to believe our own Nagas are the aliens, man. Why he got to be an alien, man? All right, man. Dig deep into the secrets of the ocean. But they changed direction and soon, without an explanation, shifted to explore the universe. Okay. Let's dig on Dobsonian power. What's the weirdest thing on NASA's live feed? What are they showing us now, boss? This is the same cat that found the VS Borisov other comet that was right next to Atlas as well. You know what I mean? We dug on that as well, man. Go get all 3 of the previous drops. This is part 4. We just surfing away for the dismount. I don't know when the dismounts coming out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know when the dismounts are coming. But let's get it.
Captured it? Did you capture it? Send me. Here. It's this, man. I moved back, as you said. It's this, isn't it? Freaking weird, man. This is
supposed to be right from NASA's feed. And if they're showing this to us when they could easily hide it, that means it's part of their agenda. To make us think it's just some cloaked, don't this look like Star Trek? Some cloaked Klingon ship? Why would they show us this? And in truth, it could be everything. Everything could be happening. We could have some motherships lingering nearby. We could have some dragons lingering nearby. All this could be happening. I'm just saying, this is what they want us to see. So just remember that, man. Just remember.
This is from the live feed from NASA right now. I just moved back. I don't know what is it. It's freaking weird. Do you have any explanation for this? Artifacts. Optical. Are we having a collective optical illusion? 10 minutes. I did it. 50 minus 50. Yeah, 10 minutes. It's this. It's exactly this. Look here at the top again.
So we just got our first batch.
Man, you just got your first batch of baloney, man. What's happening?
Are we having a collective vision?
What is this, right? Is it one big cloak ship and you're just seeing pieces of it? What are we witnessing directly from the International Space Station NASA feed, man?
Thank you so much. Welcome to the Serenity. Enjoy the views from our windows. It's crazy. This is being recorded. It will be on the live stream, so don't worry. There we go. There we go. Here. No optical illusion. Come on, explain to me. I feel like I'm getting crazy. Here. Am I getting crazy? Let me turn back again. So we had here this. Then nothing, and then look here, something should be ice, no? Should be ice, guys. I think it should be ice, no? Or dust. Let me see if there's more. I see something here on the something white. Let's wait for them. Look, another here. I think it should be ice, guys. Come on, tell me. I'm enjoying, I'm having so much fun with this. Look, look, look again, here. The white stuff, and here. Guys, I watch so many things. Look, look here.
Come on, Bo.
It's the mothership.
See?
Look, the UFOs in real time from NASA. NASA showing the pictures of high-rise UFOs. Crazy, 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 crazy. Come on, tell me what is this that I'm freaking watching in a calm afternoon?
He's confused, and this dude does this. This dude stares at telescope pictures, analyzes stuff all day, every day. He's confused, so yeah, we're gonna ask some questions around here, man.
And you suddenly pull me this, that is live. And they cut the feed after this, that I saw with my own eyes, and you as well, because this is live. And they are live as well. What the heck is this, man? Come on, what is this? Nobody from the mainstream here can debunk this quickly so we can have a different perspective. What the heck is this, man? Nobody. Mainstream. Call him mainstream. Shenanigans here.
Oh, damn. Look at this, man.
I think I banned them all already. Guys, I think I banned them all.
What is this, boss? It looks like the top of the USS Star Trek Enterprise. It looks like parts that are being uncloaked and other parts are still barely cloaked. Come on, man. Here they go, right? Here they go. Alien invasion, boss. Y'all leave a comment. Y'all tell me what this is. He said they can't debunk it. It's coming right off their live feed in NASA, man.
It's a Formy colony ship. That's not a mainstream answer. I want a debunking. UFO. No, I'm sure I deleted them all. We are clean.
Woo, okay. Y'all check in with Dobsonian Power, man. I got all the links below. Okay. Then they come out, NASA, science.nasa.gov. This is their first view of the interstellar comet. And this is all they give us, man, with their $1 billion cameras, man. Remember this, man. It's ridiculous, man. This is the view from interstellar comet through NASA's multiple, man. This is the best $1 billion cameras can give us. You had a great shot. Mars rover, October 3rd. It was all happening. And that's what we get, man. Okay. All right, man. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's just go. Let's get a little more job, man. Shout out to Stefan Burns, man. Let's get it.
Hey everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here with a very interesting video for you today on a very unusual, strange object that has been found coming in from ultra deep space close into our solar system. And this isn't just any unusual object from the hypothesized Oort cloud or like an interstellar object like 3I Atlas. This is an extremely large object. So it has a size, it's approximately 150 kilometers in diameter. That is the
They always got these huge numbers, man, and they just keep finding more objects in space.
estimate that we have right now. As it gets closer in, that may change. This object is designated as C 2014 UN 271 Bernardinelli Bernstein, and it's officially known as a comet, but honestly, it's quite bizarre. It's huge. It does display activity like a comet. It's been having outbursts, and there's been carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, and then also ammonia has been detected with this object. But remember, things in reality are often non-linear, which means that you have this system that's kind of looking stable and predictable, then all of a sudden things change. Classic example would be a black swan event, where just out of nowhere, there's some sudden shock or economic disaster or something like that.
We got the definition of black swan last time, right? So we already know when they say black swan, we know what swan means in the Hebrew. We're just talking about the barbar, right? The barbar is the swan. The barbar connects to the barbari or the barbar Hadkatzin, which connect with the swan knights of Sylvanus, Texas, who is Solomon. Right here in America, man, we're talking the American Empire of Kalelu, 775 AD, so-called. Either way, it's pre-hijack. There is already an American empire, a kingdom already here that is Hebrew. And here's your proof. King Solomon the Builder, Sylvanus, Texas. The Toltecs, right? I said the Toltecs, right? Solomon. I said the Toltecs, right? Texas. Yeah, Texas. Where you get the name Texas from, man. Yeah, already here. The Solomons are already here. The barbars, because he had a fleet of trading vessels known as the ships of Solomon are already here. The swan boats are already here because they look like swans, like gliding white swans. We're talking the royal family. And this link is dope because the Sylvanus barbar, right? Barbar means swan, connects with the giant ogre heads of the Olmec, my nigga. Now you look at these Olmec heads, you know what they're looking like. That's what America looking like. That's why it's in America. And now we're talking man and of America. This family, the Olmecs, are directly connected with Solomon. The barbar, the black swan event, have everything to do with Kalelu, with the Olmecs under Solomon, under Dawi. This is still the house of David, is it not? In America, 775, that is their black swan event. And they made it a negative thing. Well, that don't surprise me because they made pros and cons a negative thing, right? Pros and cons. What's the pros and cons? Now, con is negative. It was a negative connotation. Well, can we have a conversation? Can we connect, right? I love living on the American continent. Let's come to a conclusion, right? But pros and cons got to be negative when in Hebrew, con means priest. We're talking the priest of the barbar, Hakatzi. That's what swan means. So when they start talking black swan event like Avi Loeb, oh, the term black swan, a civilization altering event is you so-called black people remembering who you are and getting your land back, right? That would be a black swan event. Olmecs, right? Yeah. Olmeca. So now he's talking about black swan events, huh?
You have this system that's kind of looking stable and predictable, then all of a sudden things change. Classic example would be a black swan event, where just out of nowhere, there's some sudden shock or economic disaster or something like that. So this thing is very far out. It's currently near Uranus, around the orbit of Uranus, a little bit closer in. It's approaching Saturn. That is supposedly the closest it's going to get based off of its orbital trajectory. It'll reach its perihelion at about 10.95 astronomical.
All right. Y'all go dig on it. Just know there's big ass stuff happening in more space. And whatever's out there is a black swan event, right? A black swan night event, right? Let you remember who the knights are and that you're the knights protecting the American empire. I ain't talking TPs. I ain't talking TPs, man. I'm talking about a kingdom already here. We're talking Kalelu and King Solomon the builder. And the Baba. Hakatzi. The ships of Soliman. Let's go.
I realized that back on August 15th.
So he's going to talk about the wow signal that they already supposedly had gotten some communication from the dragon, third-eye dragon, so-called common three-eye Atlas, but they already got communication coming from the same area, the same trajectory that Atlas is coming from. That's back in 1977.
15th, 1977, there was a... I realized that back on August 15th, 1977, there was a very famous flare in the radio signal that was given the name the WOW signal because the observers that recorded it at the Ohio State University was stunned at how powerful this signal was. And I checked it. Turns out that it came from about the same direction in the sky as Three-Eye Atlas, within 9 degrees. And the chance for a random alignment of the two directions of 9 degrees or so is 0.6%. And there was no report on radio observations of Three-Eye Atlas so far. So I'm encouraging radio astronomers around the world to check out whether there is any radio transmission from Three-Eye Atlas.
Catch the latest. It's just too much going on to be accidental, man. Let's get some of this 2030, and then we're gonna get back into the Hopi prophecy and do the dismount. It's gonna be much shorter. I ain't gonna hold you here for 5 hours, 4 hours. We're gonna hit them, a little more pinpoint as we move forward, man. I got y'all, man. And I respect y'all like the long drops. Y'all like to stick around and surf the wave. But I do respect them. I know I can sometimes want to get it all in one sitting a little easier too. So I try to do them both. But let's get some more, man, from this is the hands-on channel, man. All right, fair use. We just digging on it. Let's pick it up.
Goal 1. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. And on the surface of that, like all of these other things that they say, they sound real good and like, oh, well, who wouldn't want to end poverty in all forms everywhere? Well, the way they go about that is why I'm opposed to it. It's not that I don't want less people to be in poverty. Of course I want less people to be in poverty. But the way I want that to happen is through hard work and determination and people pulling themselves up by the bootstraps and pulling themselves out of bad situations by gaining experience in the job force and, moving up accordingly. Based on your qualifications and your merit of work, essentially. But that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about ending poverty by implementing centralized banks. I mean, think of the IMF, the World Bank, the Fed, to control all finances. Digital one world currency in a cashless society. I've been hearing about this cashless society for a long, long time.
Okay, we're going to talk digital IDs, right?
In fact, you could really say the one world currency. I've been hearing about that even longer. You know, I remember back in my Sunday school lessons, one of the things that came up from time to time was that, you know, and in my later days when I was learning about the book of Revelations and stuff like that, one of the things that came up was that before the end times, there would be a one world currency. Now, they didn't call it a digital currency way back then because they didn't know anything about digital currency back then, but they did say that there would be a one world currency. And, you know, for years and years, I've heard many people, saying openly that, you know, cash makes no sense. It costs us too much money to have this cash in circulation, and, you know, it carries germs, it's dirty, and on and on and on. But what they leave out is that cash gives you the ability to do a transaction without being traced. And I don't know if you've been following the news or not, but one of the things in their next round of, what is it, infrastructure, or I can't remember what they're calling it, but this next thing where Congress is talking, it's stalled out right now, but they're talking about $3.5 trillion additional dollars on top of the last infrastructure bill. So, I mean, they're trying to print us into oblivion right now. One of the things they were talking about in that bill was monitoring, or having the IRS monitor every single transaction in your bank account, or that you do anywhere on any electronic digital bank.
Don't this sound like what homie's saying?
On Chinese Communist Party, feed them poison food, make them die soon, because they think those homeless on the street is damaging their image of the Chinese Communist Party people. That is the control of the freedom of movement. It's not only freedom of speech or freedom of publication. Most of the Chinese people, they are slave labor. They are slave labor.
Freedom of movement also is your ability to make a transaction without being traced. That's also freedom of movement. Straight up.
Bank or whatever, or any site like that, where you spend more than $600 or you deposit more than $600, the IRS is going to make a little note of that and check it out and see if, you know, that's legitimate. What you're doing is on the up and up. So, I mean, they're already talking about clamping down here in the United States using the IRS and other bureaucracies. They've done this crap before, where they punish certain, ensure healthy lives, and promote well-being for all ages. Translation, mass, can I say that word? I don't know. Translation, mass vaccination. Codex alimentarius, fancy UN word for food code. So they're going to have a food code, and I'm sure bugs and meat and all this other stuff will be in there, and it'll all be tied to your social credit score or whatever. So maybe if you're a good boy that month, you'll get to have a hamburger, a real hamburger made out of real cow beef.
Ain't that what Chinese homies saying the same thing, man? If you're a good boy, you got a high social credit score. Social credit score is not your credit, it's your social credit score, boy. Where they can shut it off and take, you know, shut off the barcodes like the Chinese gentleman was talking about, man, right? I'm just saying, this 2030 ain't no joke, man. And
you think you're fine after a car accident?
No, we don't think we fine, but I think the hijack about to have an accident on themselves, man.
Or the one that was most.
So just look at how it all correlates to 2030, 2033. We just got, you know, Qum with Qum, that 7-year countdown from 2026. Their last push to get everything digital ID, robotics, yada, yada, yada. Try to make us make a deal with the serpent once and for all before that time. Olympics 2028 in LA, right? All this stuff, man. Let's just look how it connects, man. Just look at the timing of it all. The next 10 years, like, what's really going to be here? What's really going to be important 10 years from now, for real, with eyes to see clearly?
Most commonly played was, we're going to get the United States off of foreign oil. Well, guess what, snowflakes? Donald J. Trump was the first president in history, at least as far as to my knowledge, since we've been on foreign oil, that's been able to achieve that goal. And of course, he got zero credit for it. The media didn't, you know, give him his due on that and talk about that in a positive way. But, you remember our energy prices were quite a bit cheaper under Trump than they were under Obama, and certainly under Biden. Because if you remember what Obama said back in the day around 2008, he says, under my energy plan, your energy prices will necessarily skyrocket, because they've realized that if they want to get people to use less stuff, the easiest, quickest way to do that is make the stuff cost way more money. So then people will have to use less. They'll be forced to use less, even though we have an abundance of it in surplus in many cases. They don't care about that. They want you to use less so that when they're doing their, G7 talks and all these other, whatever other globalist bullcrap NWO thing that they're selling the United States out to at the time, they can say, oh, look, yeah, we've reduced this. We've reduced our energy consumption, blah, blah, blah. Well, what they're not saying is, yeah, we did that by raising the prices up so high that nobody in their right mind would leave the light switch on anymore. So none of this stuff is done in a way that you and I would do it. It's done in a way of control, because these people are controllers and they're trying to basically get their tentacles attached to every aspect of your life here in the United States. And once that happens, there is no constitution that's going to save you anymore. Once these people have taken full control, it's over.
Woo. Y'all get the link. And I'm just showing you, just from mypatriotsupply.com, and a good one to dig on is from Natural News as well. That has a translation as well to all this. You might be reading from the same link. You know what I mean? Oh, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, or ban all gun ownership by private citizens concentrating guns into the hands of the obedient government enforcers who rule over the unarmed enslaved class. Remember, slave, slave, slave. That's what the China brother would say, man. That's what they want. And that's what we say. Doomed diverse is perpetual slavery. Let's pick up from here, man. Belly flopping.
The elders said that before the end of the fourth world, a great web will cover the earth. It would connect nations and voices, stretch across mountains and oceans, and shimmer like threads of light between worlds. It would promise knowledge, unity, and power, but also entrapment. Humanity, they said, would weave this web with its own hands, and then forget how to escape it.
We just said slavery, entrapment, the World Wide Web, Internet.
Today, we live inside that prophecy. Satellites orbit above us, forming constellations of machinery. Invisible signals crisscross the air, carrying billions of thoughts each second. Every image, every voice, every heartbeat uploaded. All part of a vast digital tapestry. The internet. The cloud. The global network. The Hopi words echo through time. The spider's web will cover the earth. And now it does. The elders warned that this web would be a test, not of technology, but of spirit. It would give humanity infinite connection, yet deepen its isolation. It would promise wisdom, yet amplify noise. It would reflect us perfectly, both our light and our shadow. They said that when the web begins to hum, the eye will open in the heavens. For the Hopi, the eye in the sky is a symbol of ultimate awareness, a great seeing when nothing can remain hidden. Some interpret it as divine revelation, others as judgment. But the prophecy is subtler than that. The eye does not condemn, it reveals. And what could reveal more than our own inventions? We have built a sky filled with eyes, telescopes, drones, cameras, satellites. We gaze outward to map galaxies, yet those same eyes gaze back. Every orbiting lens above us reflects a civilization obsessed with seeing everything, except itself. The eye in the sky is not punishment. It is a reflection. In October 2025, astronomers anticipate a rare celestial alignment they call the Eye of the Sun, a configuration where the Sun, Earth, and several inner planets align almost perfectly, creating a luminous halo pattern across the solar plane. It will occur, they say, near the same week that Comet Atlas reaches its closest approach. Coincidence or design? To the Hopi, such alignments are not accidents of geometry. They are mirrors of consciousness. When the eye opens, they said, all will see themselves as they truly are. Perhaps that is the real purification, not destruction, but recognition. In this new web of satellites and sensors, every action ripples outward, every secret becomes light. We are all connected, but also exposed. The collective soul of humanity laid bare in data, memory, and electric thought. Maybe the elders foresaw this not as doom, but as awakening, the moment when humanity could no longer hide from its reflection.
Saving money fee. You want to be saved. This is deep water. Deep waters.
Of satellites crossing the stars, lines of fire that turn night into living circuitry. To some, they are symbols of progress. To the Hopi, they might look like threads, the web alive, trembling with power. They would say the web itself is conscious now, that each signal, each pulse of information carries intention, the merging of human thought into one vast nervous system. The prophecy never called this evil. It is called dangerous. Because if humanity forgets humility, the web becomes a cage. But if it remembers balance, the web becomes a bridge. Perhaps this is why so many speak now of the singularity, the merging of human and machine consciousness. The Hopi might not use those words, but they would understand. They have always spoken of the connection between worlds, the physical and the spiritual, the seen and unseen. Could it be that the web and the eye are not omens of control, but tools for awakening? The eye shows us everything. The web connects us all. But neither can give us meaning unless we remember who we are. In Hopi songs, the Spider Woman, the sacred weaver of creation, is not a destroyer. She is the mother who spins the threads of existence. Each line she weaves connects all living things. But when humans forget respect for the web, it collapses, taking them with it. So maybe the prophecy was never warning us against building the web, but against forgetting the sacredness of what we built. When the eye opens, it will not be a single event in the sky. It will be the moment humanity looks at its own reflection and finally sees. In that instant, all our networks, our satellites, our glowing screens will become what they were always meant to be: a mirror. Not a trap, not a cage, but a reflection of our creation and our responsibility. And as Comet Atlas moves through that same sky, carrying its blue fire and crimson tail, it will pass through the eye's alignment, the cosmic gaze meeting the human one. The Hopi would say, when the web hums and the eye opens, truth will walk upon the earth. Perhaps October 2025 will not bring the end. Perhaps it will bring something far more profound, the moment the web remembers its weaver. In Hopi prophecy, the story of the world is not a straight line. It is a circle. 4 worlds have risen and fallen before ours, each destroyed not by divine punishment, but by imbalance. Fire consumed the first, ice shattered the second, and floods washed away the third. The fourth, our world, was born from the survivors who climbed into a new dawn, carrying lessons of humility and reverence. But the Hopi say those lessons have been forgotten once again. They warn that when humanity loses its connection to the sacred, when greed outweighs gratitude and technology eclipses wisdom, the fourth world will collapse, and a new one will be born from its ashes, the fifth world. Yet the fifth world is not simply another age, it is a rebirth, a return to harmony.
And that's interesting when you look at numerology, so the number 5 has some connection with balance as well.
When humans once again remember that they are part of the earth, not rulers over it. According to the elders, the sign of the fifth world will be heralded by the blue star Kachina, whose dance awakens both the heavens and the heart. It is not destruction that brings this world into being, but purification, a cleansing of illusion, so that only truth remains. As Comet Atlas, the blue star, glows brighter each night of 2025, many Hopi elders say this is the signal. The trembling between worlds has begun. They call this period Tu Wakatsi, the time when life becomes imbalanced. But imbalance, in their view, is not the end. It is the birth pain of transformation.
With AI, you can create any character you...
With AI, we could be straight up hijack city, man. Goodness gracious.
Emerge quietly, not through fire or war, but through awakening. People will begin to remember ancient songs, forgotten prayers, and dreams that once guided them. The rivers will run clear again, and the sky will breathe. The Hopi describe this moment as the day when the world sings again, and that song, they believe, begins within us. Many spiritual watchers see a profound resonance between Hopi prophecy and the myths of other civilizations. The Maya spoke of the end of the fourth sun and the birth of the fifth, a time of renewal through consciousness. The Hindu scriptures describe Satya Yuga, the age of truth returning after darkness. Even in Norse lore, after Ragnarok's fire, the earth rises green again and the gods walk once more among men. Different tongues, same message, rebirth through remembrance. The Hopi teach that those who walk into the fifth world will not be chosen by blood or belief, but by vibration, by the purity of their hearts. Those who live with humility, who protect life, and who walk in balance with the earth will survive the shift. The rest, they say, will fade like shadows at dawn. It sounds mystical, but even science echoes the metaphor. Physicists now speak of resonance frequencies, of reality itself being shaped by vibration. What if the fifth world is not a place, but a state of consciousness, a collective frequency that humanity must rise to meet? In this sense, the purification is not punishment, it is a reset, a retuning of creation. The elders say that after the storms and chaos, the fifth world will reveal itself as a realm of light. Not a heaven beyond the clouds, but a world reborn, where technology and spirit no longer oppose each other, but merge. Machines will no longer drain the earth, but reflect its rhythm. Humanity will no longer worship steel or stone, but the invisible harmony that breathes through all things. They describe it simply: the fifth world will remember. Imagine standing on the mesas of Arizona at dawn. The desert wind hums softly through the canyons. Above you, the last trace of the blue star fades as the sun rises, red to gold to white. The world is quiet, clean, renewed. There are no voices of fear, only the heartbeat of the earth, steady and strong. That is how the fifth world begins, not with fanfare, but with stillness. And yet this new dawn is not guaranteed. The Hopi say that humanity still has a choice. The future is not fixed, the prophecy is not fate. It is a mirror. Prophecy, they say, does not tell us what will happen. It tells us what can happen if we continue to forget. The fifth world will come, yes. But whether we enter it in peace or chaos depends on how we awaken. Maybe that's why the Hopi continue their ancient dances, year after year, even when the modern world no longer listens. They dance not to delay the end, but to remind the earth that someone still remembers the rhythm. Their songs rise into the desert air, slow, deep, echoing through centuries. All things are connected. All things breathe the same life. Perhaps that is the real prophecy. Not the comet, not the purification, not even the return of the star beings, but the remembering that we have never been separate. Maybe the fifth world isn't waiting in the sky. Maybe it's waiting inside us. The Hopi say the stars have never truly left us. They simply watch, waiting for the moment when humanity lifts its eyes again. Across the mesas of Arizona, the elders still gather beneath the desert sky. They light small fires, sing ancient songs, and whisper prayers to the Kachinas, as they have for 1,000 years. They do not fear the blue star's arrival. They honor it. To them, every spark in the night sky is a reminder that the universe is listening, that the sacred still breathes through dust and silence.
Now, they need to be prayed to the Most High over everything. They're over there praying to Kachinas, man. Christians praying to Jesus. Muslim praying to Muhammad and them, man. Who's praying to the Creator directly, man? I don't know, man. Hey, we out of here, man. Like I told you, I'm gonna, make this a swift one. Oh yeah, let me see. Just something to remember, man. 2nd Baruch 73. Now hear also about the bright waters which come at the end after these black ones. This is the word. The bright waters come after the black ones, okay? After the signs have come, of which I have spoken to you before, when the nations are moved and the time of my anointed one comes. Psalms 89, who's the first anointed bond, the first son, right? King David. He will call all nations, and some of them he will spare, and others he will kill. These things will befall the nations which will be spared by him. Every nation which has not known Israel, and which has not trodden down the seed of Jacob will live. Whoa. So you been cool? You ain't been trying to trod down the Nagas? You good. I'm not writing this. Let's read it together. Verse 5. And this is because some from all the nations have been subjected to your people. Some from all the nations have been subjected to your people. All those now who have ruled over you or have known you will be delivered up to the sword. Halal HaWah. We don't got to do nothing but keep the code. Just know it is written. Anybody ruling over us, all this digital stuff, slave, 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 and you know what I mean, all this, you know what I'm saying, all this Agenda 2030, Rex 84, King Alfred's plan, man, all this trickery, man. Anybody who's ruled over the Hebrews in the American Empire of Kalalu. Yeah, all y'all. You had anything to do with these slave ships, man? Huh? We got our own families that turned against us too. In the Chickamauga War, all those who have ruled over you or have known you will be delivered up to the sword. We just want our space, man. We just want some room to pop off, man. While you're looking around in the waters, in the waters. Looking for the cons. We just want our space, man. Give us 50,000 feet and back hijack. World's beyond the poles, right? The United States and more than 30 other nations prepared unprecedented polar expeditions for 1957 to 1958 to penetrate land now proved to extend without limit beyond both pole points. My original disclosure of the then unknown land beyond the poles in 1926 to 1928 was captioned by the press as more daring than anything Jules Verne ever conceived. Today, 30 years later, the United States, Russia, Argentina, and other nations have bases on that realistic land extent which is beyond the earth. It is not space as theory dictated, but it is space by definition. It is land and water of the same order that comprise known earth territory. So yeah, it's cleaner. Yeah, they're hijacking the water over here, but it's the same water. You know what I mean? It's still mama. It's not, oh, the water on Jupiter is so much different. The water on Mars, the air on Jupiter, it's the same land. You just keep going straight. Same territory. Same land and water of the same order. This work provides the first account of why it is unnecessary to attempt shooting up or out from the terrestrial level for journey to any of the astronomically named celestial land areas. You want to go to the stars? It is unnecessary to attempt to go up or out from the terrestrial level to journey to any of the astronomically named celestial land areas. It relates why such attempt will be futile. These pages present incontrovertible evidence that the same atmospheric density of this earth prevails throughout the entire universe. Such a feature proves that except for the presence of a gaseous sky envelope and underlying oxygen content equivalent, right, the same order to that of the earth, it's the same air, same oxygen as the earth, we could never observe the luminous celestial areas designated as star or planet. Plane, firm, fixed, immovable, flat, spread out, plane, planet. It is shown here that in a determination of realistic cosmic values, the observed luminous areas of the universe about us represent celestial sky areas, and that they are as continuous and connected as all areas of this Earth's continuous and connected sky. All your luminous areas of the universe about us, all the celestial sky areas are continuous, connected, as all areas of the Earth's continuous and connected sky, boss. Hence, it is shown that there are no globular or isolated bodies. There are no balls in the sky. These people are obsessed with balls. I don't get it. There are no globular or isolated bodies to be found throughout the whole universe, Jack. They are elements of lens deception. Telescopes are telling lies. Concave lens, and then your eyeballs are concave lens. What happens when you put two convex lenses back to back? You got your eyeball, which is a curve. You got a convex lens and a telescope. You are getting lens deception. There are no balls in the sky. The Earth is a realm that is infinite. The moon and the sun are disk, circular disk, but not balls, right? Mars, Jupiter, Venus are lands, more lands beyond the pole. According to the absence of celestial bodies precludes any possibility of bodies circling or ellipsing in space. Yeah, boss. Lens deception. Hijack city. This work is radically and rightfully opposed to astronomical conclusions of all ages. It depicts the illusions developing from all telescopic observations and photographs of the universe about us. It clearly explains and vividly illustrates why those lens-developed illusions have been mistakenly accepted as facts. The book is therefore unparalleled in the long history of man's attempted interpretation and recording of the universe about us. It projects man's first understanding of the factual, and endless universe. We're giving you endless space, not just hijack outer space conceptions and hypotheses. We're giving you endless universe, factual universe, infinite plane, which contains human life throughout its vast length and width, regardless of all abstract theory to the contrary. You keep going straight, it contains more human life throughout the endless Star Trek, right? They keep going straight, they're going to find more land beyond the poles, man. And we always dropping that drop. We always sharing your drop. Whenever you drop it on the IG, make sure you've been here, man. On the IG, 432 the drop. And this got everybody going bonkers right here. We're going to get it for the dismount. Uh-oh, boy.
What's going on? We got books showing us that these folks come across the Bering Strait. And now we got pictures showing that they arrived on the boat with the demons. Then they come with the white man to this land. Dude, the photos showing us. I see demons.
Look at all these weird-looking faces getting off this boat to the new world. This is stranger than fiction, right? The truth is stranger than fiction. Don't this look like Star Wars? Don't this look like Star Trek? What are we surrounded by? Do they got some type of cloak? Are they getting cloaked? Is their countenance going to be changed back to what it was? Has the dust wore off? Has the spell broken?
I see a shadow, all kinds of shadow people. You know what I'm saying, man? If you really zoom into the picture and really look, I posted it also. But y'all, look what we dealing with, man. Y'all, we already was in these lands, and they trying to manipulate us with all kind of things. You know what I'm saying? But now we understand what's going on. And the thing about it, though, we old enough now to know what's going on. You got to understand the message. You got to understand what we dealing with, y'all. We dealing with identity theft as they promote on the TVs. But see, like, we don't want to stand on these 10 toes and these 2 feet and stand up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we might lose some friends, we might lose some things, we might, you know, so we might get blackballed or whatever, but whatever. Let us be us.
Don't that remind you kind of what the Hopi, prophecy flow was breaking down?
Do not get a consolidation.
Come on, hijack, back for the dismount.
In this new web of satellites and sensors, every action ripples outward, every secret becomes light. We are all connected, but also exposed. The collective soul of humanity laid bare in data, memory, and electric thought. Maybe the elders foresaw this not as doom, but as awakening, the moment when humanity could no longer hide from its reflection. Look at our modern sky, glowing trails of satellites crossing the stars, lines of fire that turn night into living circuitry. To some, they are symbols of progress. To the Hopi, they might look like threads, the web alive, trembling with power. They would say the web itself is conscious now, that each signal, each pulse of information carries intention, the merging of human thought into one vast nervous system. The prophecy never called this evil. It is called dangerous.
But then they start calling it technological singularity. I mean, are we going to see what these hijacks really look like according to the Hopi prophecy?
When the eye opens, they said, all will see themselves as they truly are. Perhaps that is the real purification, not destruction, but recognition.
All will see themselves as they really are.
But y'all, we got to know who we are as a people. For one thing, the Most High said we're going to pass for lack of knowledge. And we see that, and then also he said we lose of ourselves. Then he said we stiff-necked people. I backed up on the map, the things to show y'all that map. I'm going to go live in 1 minute, and we're going to talk about this map also. But y'all, with this picture here, we're going to talk about this too. But it's so much, y'all. It's so much we got going on.
These look like Neanderthals, man. They look like all kinds of stuff, man. Hey, we'll be back, man. Just know. Those who have ruled over you, have known you, hijacked Judah, Israel, man, the Hebrew, and the Empire of America, you will be delivered. Man, you will be delivered according to the Most High's will. Because you came to Promised Land in America. And Kalaluz means promised land, man. Halal HaWah. Now we can talk Omex. Yeah, y'all have a good time digging on this joint, man. Now we can talk Omex, man. And my kid. And the Swanites and the Swan boats. But they're gonna call it a Black Swan event. We'll be back to y'all, man. I appreciate everybody surfing the wave, man. If you want to get us directly and just allow us to keep the water flowing and keep this going and keep building, man. And keep doing, you know what I'm saying, everything we can to just increase our platform, increase our vision, increase our visibility. You know what I'm saying? We got fences to build. We got MHOE we flowing with. We got our land cons. We got a Soulbone podcast, man. We got things happening. So every bit counts. And we appreciate you. If you appreciate this drop and all these drops, just make sure, you know what I'm saying, you do everything you can, man, to help us, because we're doing this, you know, full-fledged, full-time. This is what we do. So the Watah to you for your love and your, you know what I'm saying, your consideration, God. We appreciate y'all. And, you know, click the link below and just look out for us, man. Look out for what we're building. Look out for our radio shows. And look out, you know what I'm saying, for your conglomerate packs. And this is the 4th part of the series, and all 4 parts will be on your conglomerate packs. And for that reason, I'm glad that, you know, we got stalled out, even though we didn't want to be stalled this long to get them back. But, you know, I'm grateful that we got all this on here, because it's not much more exciting than talking about this Comet Atlas right now. and putting all the research that we've been doing throughout the years on what a comet really is, right? Yeah, stars with a tail. Nucleus, surrounding area forms something like a tail, a beard or tangled locks. Star with a tail. Fallen stars. Igneous meteors, right? So we're talking about the etymological dictionaries of the Great Russian language, 1955. This is their definition of meteors. Star with a tail. Something to do with a tail, a beard, and dreadlocks, man. Tangled locks. What does a tangled lock have to do with a comet? And why is it in the dictionary in 1955 that this comet is going to have dreadlocks, man? Huh? Well, now we could talk about dragons. Meteor Beliefs Project, dragons as meteors or comets in Russian folklore beliefs. Elizabeth A. Warner, man. 2003 published September 11th, right? So we're going to get more into this. I'm just letting you know. Sources on sources on sources when we start talking about, you know, these stars in the sky, these stars with a tail. And whirlwinds and winds, we getting all these rains and fogs and mists, all these associated with comets. Fiery pillars like Exodus, right? Following the cloud by day, cloud by night, fiery pillars, all dragons, all dragons. Tail, bearded, tangled locks. The term star with a tail is referred to under the entry star. So under star, you get star with a tail. Yeah, man. Okay. Both comets and meteors were often thought of as fiery serpents or dragons, man. They connect them to plagues, famine, war, like the Qum Series War, 1811, 1812. There's a comet of 1812 associated with the Qum Series War of 1812, man. And what did it signify? What happened? Although there are numerous old Russian texts, hagio or geographies and such like, in which dragon demons are associated with thunder and lightning. Of course, they want to demonize the Drakan, right? Just like the Khan, right? There are few early references to dragons as meteors or comets. There are some chronicle entries dating to between the 11th and 16th centuries, to which I shall turn later. The earliest scholarly text to deal with this subject is, as far as I'm aware of, an 18th century one quoted by Chuklok, Chulkov, 1772. As I do not have a copy of the original, I quote what William Ryan to say about it in his book on magic in Russia, in the section entitled Shooting Stars. And that's where he said both comets and meteors were often thought of as fiery serpents. An 18th century dictionary of Russian superstitions states that the comets foretell bad luck, plague, famine, or war. Or in Chinese, stories, the Chinese dragons are good luck, right? So which perspective are we going to look through? And that shooting stars are demons who come out at night to have intercourse with women? Now, I'm going to say hijack city, but I'm also going to say check out how they are trying to tie these dragons to this same angel story that we read about in the Bible, right? Where fallen angels came down, had intercourse with women, and now you got these Nephilim. I'm saying there are good dragons and there's bad dragons. Just like in the Bible, there's good angels and bad angels. And now the angel war is the same as the dragon war. There's good Nagas, bad Nagas. Nagas in code, dragons in code, dragons out of code, right? So they're going to put the demon stamp on everybody, right? We all savages, we all demons, we all, the ones with the deadly glance, right? That's the etymology of dragon, the one with the deadly glance. but it's also the one who sees clearly. So which perspective do you have on Drakan? Do you see clearly, or do you think it's a deadly glance to you? Or are you the one with the deadly glance, fierce or violent towards the hijack? As this man or woman is a dragon. We just talking space. And dragons are flying around in outer space. For the dismount. We just talking meteors, bro. Star with a tail. But I'm really just talking you, my noggin, man. Because you are the fierce, violent noggin. Male or female, as this man or woman is a dragon, man. This is their definition of dragon in 1828. Why has it got to include you? Why they got to call you a demon? Hey, man. I guess the hijack likes calling somebody else a hijack, projecting their hijackness on us. But we see clearly what a dragon is. Yeah, we talking these whites. So they're calling us demons, but they're the demon. The white. But they said the dragon is the demon. Man, that's crazy. They said Leviathan's the demon, right? Ain't Leviathan HaWah's dragon? In the book of Job, can you put a hook in his mouth? Can you control my dragon? If you can't handle my dragon, how are you going to handle HaWah? Ain't that in the book of Job? Sometimes regarded as a form of demon or Satan, which means adversary. So Leviathan must be an adversary to somebody. And you must have the deadly glance to somebody. And I'll leave it right here. If they will call HaWah's dragon sometimes Satan, like in the book of Revelation, the red dragon is the real, it's a phantom of Leviathan, seven-headed dragon. It's the same dragon, but they're calling it Satan in Revelations. But we're still talking Leviathan, who sank Atlantis. So to Atlantis, he would be a demon. He would be an adversary. And who rocks with the Atlanteans? The Egyptians. Who rocks with the Egyptians? Have you seen the pyramid on the back of your $1 bill? It's the same perspective. Follow the eagle, follow their pyramid. Their pyramid, right? Their 440 hertz king chamber pyramid. Y'all remember that drop? Where the king chamber in Egypt resonates at 440 hertz. That reminds me of Thoth in them. That reminds me of Thoth in the game, the Emerald Tablets, where he said he went to the land of the hairy barbarians. And he put magic science in their face. Had them cowering down at his feet with a slave vibration on these people. And now they're in 440 hertz in the king's chamber over there, right? Who rocks with them? The same people that would call your dragon Satan, Leviathan Satan, because he sank Atlantis single-handedly. And they would say, if you see clearly, boss, if you see clearly, I have seen to see clearly. That you seeing that glance in your eye is deadly or fierce and violent to the hijack. And this man or woman is a dragon, man. The Watah Makans, hey, Shalaka, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just for all the ways that, you know what I'm saying, we are, you know, gaining our perspective, our vision, you know what I'm saying? This has not been an easy journey, man. So, you know, man, just know that we have never, you know, thought in a million years, man, that we'll actually be witnessing these times for real, for real. And, you know, I just want to say I appreciate everybody. And, you know, I love everybody. And anybody that, you know what I'm saying, you know, feels like they got anything less out of me throughout the years, man, Shalaka, you know, please forgive me, you know what I mean, as I've been, you know, framed and shaped, molded, allow yourself to be molded, and, you know, You know, I can only ask for HaWah's forgiveness. We could only ask for HaWah's forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? We got to be humble in this time of atonement, right? We got to be humble in this time of seeing clearly, because what comes with you seeing clearly is you having your powers back. And that makes you fierce, and that makes you violent. So empty your cup, you know, ask for forgiveness from your brothers, your sisters, ask for forgiveness from the Creator as I ask for forgiveness from my tribe, you know, to help me be the best I could be, man, and keep rising up and stay on Qum, man. I love y'all. The water for your love, the water for your, you know, water that keeps flowing. This helps me tremendously, man, to keep the water flowing. So please hit our Cash App, hit the link below, as well as our PayPal. And my Naga's been doing that, and I appreciate y'all. And we're going to keep this wave flowing, man, all the way up, man, because up is straight. And we're going to keep going into infinite space with this knowledge, with this discernment, my Naga, with this frequency, energy, with our vibration. The water for helping us build, drop, nation, man. Stay up, suit up, choose up, drop nation, Halal HaWah.